Hey, I'm Kai.
And I'm Sid.
And on today's episode of Party Like a Mother, we're going to talk about going out with our babies.
Is it going to be a good time? Is it going to be a bad time? The world may never know.
Literally, with a baby, you just never know. And I had a taste of that yesterday, but before I get into that story, I just feel like maybe we should talk about our experiences going out without the kids and how we felt about it. So
Mm-hmm.
when was the first time that you went out with Eric or maybe someone else without Minka?
Well, there was little times where I would go to the store or this and that, and usually, in the beginning, when I would go out somewhere and she would stay home with Eric, he would be calling me the whole time, "Are you almost back? Are you almost back?" And I'm just like, "Bruh, I'm fucking haven't been. I've been a hermit crab for this whole fucking time.
Yeah.
Please." But he's gotten better at it. Obviously, over time, she got less super high demand. She's more independent now, so it's more easy.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of the first time I went out. I mean, I could talk about this. First time me and Eric went on a date.
Okay.
We went to the movies and we left Minka at her aunt's house, and it was I was excited to go to the fucking movies, but I was more worried about her if she was gonna freak out or be crying the whole time. We almost didn't go
Yeah.
because we left her there and then she started freaking out and we're like, shit. She's crying, and we're like, shit, we're not able to leave. She's crying from just fucking sitting in their house. We haven't even left yet. And then I was like, we literally looked at each other, we're like, should we just not even go? Should we just let her hang out here so she can get used to being here more and just go next week instead? And then we kind of noticed that she started playing and getting distracted. So we're like, fuck it, let's just make a run for it. We made a run for it, and Eric was
Oh my
worrying the
god.
whole time. Eric was like, oh, we should get back. And then I was just basking in the glory. I was like, no, let's go to the bar too. Let's do this and this. We have not been in a date in so
Yeah.
fucking long. I want to fucking enjoy this. They're telling me she's fine. So as long as she's fine, I feel good. But if she's crying, I feel like, no, I need to get the fuck home.
Mhm.
So that was my experience, and that's literally what happened. She was good. She was fine that time. And then we got there, and then when she saw me, she literally started fucking crying her eyes out, sticking her arms out, and I was like, oh, that makes me feel special. I love that.
I love when Mia does that. That reminds me of when we go to our cousin's house and it takes an hour to get there. So Mia will usually takes a nap. And when we get there, she's so cranky and she has the blankest look on her face. And they're always like, "Hi, Mia, hi," and trying to pick her up and take her. And she just instantly starts crying, "Mama!" And I'm like,
Oh,
she has never cried for me, literally ever. It's only when we go there.
oh, she knows you're gonna leave her.
But that's the thing, we don't even leave. We go over there to hang out, or sometimes they'll have little get-togethers, and I'm like, I'm just going to the bathroom, and she's like, "Mama," and I'm like, okay, let's just go to the bathroom together then.
Oh, oh my gosh, that's so freaking cute. She just in pandemic baby mode where she doesn't see that many people. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Every time but she's seen them so many times, and each time she's like, "No, don't come near me, don't talk to me."
How is she with the cousins?
She's so independent. Oh my god, this reminds me of how I was when I was a little girl. The one specific story my mom always told me was that when I was 4 or 5, we had gone to Morongo with our entire family, and all the kids were jumping on the bed playing around, and I was sitting in the corner reading a book.
Oh my god!
So I was just like, I'm not getting in trouble and I'm not gonna get hurt. So I'm just gonna sit over here. And that's exactly what Mia looks like when she goes over to their house.
That makes so much sense. I feel like when I was a kid, I always liked hanging out with the adults.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because
Yeah.
I had anxiety or what, but I would tell the adults, like, I specifically remember me telling the adults, like, I'd rather hang out with adults rather than kids, and they'd be like, go play with the kids, and I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to.
That was literally me.
Like, if I had a friend, like, that was specifically my friend, I would obviously love to hang out with them. But if I'm, like,
Yeah.
at an event or some family function type shit where there's other kids and I have no idea who the fuck they are and they know each other, I was not fucking hanging out with them. I was fucking sitting with the people that I knew.
It was that was the thing. Like, they were my cousins. They were literally my family, and I was like, no thanks. I'll just be over here. But I would also do that, like, at church. My mom would try to take me, like, to church and, like, go to, like, the kids club or whatever. And I'd be like, can you call my mom? Because I don't want to be here. And I would just go and sit with her.
You would actually say that?
Yes, I've said that, like, multiple times.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. I remember doing that with my dad. Like, my dad would take us to the thingy, but at least I had Seth, but, like, I would just suffer through it because I knew my dad wasn't gonna fucking, like, come get me or anything. Like, I would just be like, okay, this is what we're doing. Okay, we're dancing now and clapping and singing. All right, like, this is weird. Like, I would rather, like, personally,
not the vibe.
Exactly. I was never one for, like, youth church type shit. Like, I would much rather sit down and listen to some testimonies and shit, like, hear some good stories, and it's like I'm watching a movie rather than up and jumping around like, Jesus is a king, yeah, like, I'm not, it's not my thing. I'll watch, like, a performance of, like, someone singing that, but I'm not gonna be the one getting up and dancing and doing a choreo on that shit. Like, what?
Or, like, sitting there and coloring, or, like, just doing some boring ass things, like what they do in youth groups. And I'm just like, no thanks. I'd rather go and be with my mom and sit and listen.
Me too.
So yeah, oh my god. I can't believe I actually, like, just made a connection. Like, she is exactly like me.
She is.
I didn't even realize it until this exact moment.
That's so funny. She's just like you. Aminka's pretty social, I want to say. She gets really excited when she's around her cousins. And she just, like, I think she's just, like, amazed, like, by them. She's just like, wow, what's going on? Like, these are other people my size. Like, and then, I don't know, she doesn't really play yet, but they're more playing with her like she's a big toy because they're a little older than her. And she's just like, okay, I'm the toy. And they're, like, all, you know, because they all have their little baby dolls and stuff like that. So I feel like they see her as, like, a little baby doll or something.
Yeah, her older cousin, they're like, okay, play with the baby, or, like, be good with the babies. Because the cousin that's closest to her, he just turned, like, a year old in July. So they're not too far apart. And he's such, like, a mama's boy, so he always wants to be around his mom. So she sits in the middle and she tries to make them play, and they're just sitting there staring at each other. And, like, but they'll, like, take toys from each other. But the older kid, he's, like, 3, and yeah, he sees her as a toy. She's just like, hey kid, don't come near me. She's like, I want to play it by myself.
Yeah, Minka's cousins are, like, like, I want to say, like, 1.5, I want to say. But they're still, like, the same way as a 3-year-old.
Got a little sidetracked there. But the first time I actually went out with Mia, I also saw a movie. I don't even remember what movie it was. Oh wait, it was Multiverse of Madness.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Movie, by the way. Yeah, and we had done everything. So, like, we did her nighttime routine, and we had put her to sleep around, like, 8:30 or something. And I was like, okay, mom, like, we're going to go out. Like, we're just going to go watch a movie and then we'll be back. She, like, doesn't, like, wake up until around 11 or 12. And then as soon as we leave, my mom is like texting me, oh, she's awake. And I'm like,
You're like, why did you tell me that? Why did you tell
and
me
I'm
that?
like, now all I'm thinking about is Mia being awake.
Like, you couldn't just hold it down? You couldn't just hold it down?
But apparently she, like, struggled so much. Like, she stopped texting me after that. And then when we got home, I was like, wait, where's Mia? She's not in her crib. And I go upstairs and my mom's just, like, laying in the bed with her because she couldn't get her to go to sleep any other kind of way.
Oh.
I was just like, I'm never leaving Mia again.
Your baby gets, like, used to the way you do things, like,
Yeah.
like used to you. And your mom hasn't had a baby in so fucking long. So it's like, she might be a little rusty. Like, she knows, like, the way you guys do things because you guys all lived together for a while. But it's still, like, I feel like when you've had a baby more recently, you're a little bit more in tune with what works and, like, the process and shit. That's why it's a little, like, I have, like, a little peace of mind when I leave Minka with her aunts, because they all just had babies and they have babies right now, and they have had so many. So it's like, I know they got it covered, but if she's just, like, wailing, screaming, being, like, totally undealable, then that's, like, my biggest thing. I'm like, fuck, if she, like, has a moment, we're gonna have to leave. I don't even want to know, because it's like, if they don't text me, then I'm like, okay, we're good.
Everything's fine. Yeah.
Exactly. But if they do, like, oh, she's this or she's that, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, you can't really, like, enjoy yourself. Like, that's how I felt the whole time, but I was just, like, trying to, like, push it out of my mind, because it was, like, the first time I got to go out, like, I wouldn't even go to the store, and this was, like, when she was 5 months old. So literally I sat there for 5 months, not going anywhere. And it was the first, like, actual time we've gone on a date for the longest time, not just, like, Mia being born. Like, since before that, we have not gone on a date very often. And so I was just like, I need this fucking moment. And now all I'm thinking about is Mia.
Yeah, because you guys were really good about COVID and not going anywhere and stuff. So it was probably, like, a really long time since you guys have actually, like, gone out.
Yeah, I was terrified of COVID. And yeah, so we just, like, literally didn't go anywhere. It sucked because I kept forgetting that COVID was happening and there was, like, a reason why we weren't going out. And then I'm like, oh yeah, COVID's still happening. That's why we're not going out anywhere.
That so fucking annoying. I fucking hate COVID. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's like, it's totally getting easier though. Like, I still don't leave her that often with people. I almost always take her with me wherever I'm going. And I don't know, I actually enjoy taking her out when everything goes well. It's like awesome.
Yeah.
But then when it doesn't go well, it's like, fuck. It's like, it sucks so bad and you just want to go home.
Speaking of not going well, should I bring that up?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have other stories of, like, how I left Mia and all that stuff, but this is just, like, the most recent story. It literally happened yesterday. So our cousins invited us to Rainforest Cafe because, like, a few weeks ago we had gone to the aquarium and we didn't even know there was a Rainforest Cafe, like, right next to it. And we were like, oh my god, like, let's go. And that, like, the wait time was, like, 4 hours long. And so they made a reservation for us to go. And we're like, oh my god, yeah, like, we're gonna go. It's gonna be so fun. So we go and Mia is fine. And then we, like, ordered our food And all of a sudden, she started to not be fine. And I'm like, okay, like maybe she's just hungry. Like, get her some yogurt, or not yogurt bites. What is it? Like the puree bites. Get her some like granola bar type thing or whatever, and give her water, and she'll be fine. Like, she's usually like this perfect little baby when we go out, so she'll be fine after she eats. She's just cranky. No. She was not fine at all. She started screaming and throwing her body back into my arms. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, Mia, you are not usually like this. And she's just sitting there screaming while I'm at the table. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. What do I do? And I'm like having a panic attack. And I'm handing her to Mondo, and we're switching back and forth, trying to be like, what is wrong with you? Because she just randomly started screaming her ass off. And so I'm like, okay, like maybe she's tired. Like, it's only been 3.5 hours, but she stays up for 4 hours. I'm like, okay, it's only been 3.5 hours, so maybe she's just like really cranky and like overstimulated, because like Rainforest Cafe has like animals, has sounds, it has like light fixtures going on, like to pretend it's thundering. And maybe she's just like overstimulated, and that made her tired. So I'm like sitting there, because usually if you sit there and hold her with like a little sheet over her, she'll go to sleep. At least that's what happened when I went to the fucking safari zoo. Like, she just went to sleep. But no, she like was kicking, throwing her whole entire body back, spitting out her pacifier. And I'm just like, I have to go. Excuse me. And I walked away, and I went into the corner of a restaurant trying to like console her. And she's like asleep, but then she would wake up and start screaming again. And I'm like, Mia, please don't do this right now.
Was she teething or something?
I think she was teething, because she kept like spitting out her pacifier, which is nothing she like never does when she's trying to go to sleep. But it was like she would project it out of her fucking mouth. So I think it was teething, and I didn't bring any teething medicine. Actually, we literally ran out the night before. So I was like, oh, we're going to get some like on the way home. And yeah, she was just not fucking having it. Then our food came, and I'm like, okay, like she calmed down a little bit. I'm just going to like sit and see if she'll like try to stay asleep in my arms. No, started kicking, screaming again. And I was like, okay, back to the corner I go. And I see our food coming as I'm walking away.
You're like, great.
So like, our food is sitting there, and I'm standing in the fucking corner. I can literally see our table from the corner that I'm standing in, and I start crying. Just like, Mia, please don't do this right now. You have never done this a day in your life. Like, and Mondo's over here trying to hurry up and eat his food so that I can go sit down and eat my food. He takes her, I go sit down, and my cousin's like, well, I pictured this going a lot differently. And I was like, well, yeah.
You and me both, sis.
Oh my God. But yeah, I was just like, wow, that was like a real moment that I never thought I would really experience. Not only like because like she's a baby or whatever, I never thought it would be that much. I knew that she would cry and I can like console her or play with her or whatever, but I just never thought it would be like so much to the point where I'm crying. And then like instantly, as soon as I ate my food, I was like, I'm sorry guys, thank you for treating us, I gotta go. And we like ran out of the restaurant. It's just, I was like, wow.
Yeah. That's literally the worst fucking thing ever. When that fucking happens.
Yeah, like what the hell? Like all of a sudden, I think it was just like too much. And plus she was teething.
Yeah, because like, wow. Especially because she's always in such a peaceful environment.
Yeah.
Like when you're at the Rainforest Cafe, it's like roar and you know, like all this crazy fucking thunder and shit. And then she
Yeah,
was probably just
yeah.
like, what the fuck? And then she tries to go to sleep, and then she probably started like teething, and then that's what happened last night. Like Mika just was trying to go to sleep, and then she kept like waking up screaming, which never happens. I'm like, did you get bit by a fucking spider? My biggest fear is that she's gonna get bit by a fucking spider. Like that is
Yeah.
the fucking biggest fear, that fucking black widow is gonna come out of nowhere and just fucking kill her or something. Like I hate fucking like, oh, I hate that fucking thought, but it keeps me awake at night, bro. But anyways, yeah, she's like waking up fucking screaming. I'm like, it reminded me exactly how you said that Mia was. It's like, it wasn't even the noise, it was just like her teeth, I think. And has Mia got her first tooth yet or not yet?
No, even after all of that, I still see nothing. And I'm like, what the hell?
Do you put your finger in her mouth and feel around?
I was going to, and then I forgot because my hands were dirty at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I showered, and I was like, I just totally forgot.
Yeah, I would do that for sure, because I didn't know that she had a tooth. I didn't know that she had a tooth until I literally put my finger in her mouth and felt this tiny little sharp thing and was like, what the fuck? But yeah. I think her first tooth's gonna come soon. But yeah, no. Okay. Let me give you one embarrassing story of mine when I went out with her. Without Eric. I went to my little brother's... It's a weird situation with the family tree, but my little brother's family. Okay. If you know, you know. If you don't, it's going to take way too long to fucking explain. You know, but I don't know if the people will even be able to grasp it. But yeah. So my little brother's family, we went, and it's like in the mountains, and like it's like pretty far away. And the mom is like making birria tacos, right? With this like, I don't know if it's like the consomme that she made that you can dip it in. I don't really know what it was.
Yeah.
But it was pretty bomb. But it wasn't like birria. It definitely wasn't birria, like classic birria. It tasted like very sweet to me, but it was like, I really did like it. But it was giving me more like mole vibes. Anywho, she had this like, the thing that you can dip the taco in, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm eating, and at this point, Mika's not good at, like, letting me eat at this point. It's like, I can't put her down, I can't, because she, at that point, I didn't even think she could sit up on her own. I don't know what it was, but it was, like, not gonna be an easy situation, but I was like, fuck, I really wanted to go, because I was getting so fucking stir-crazy in the house, I needed to get the fuck out and do something. Mm-hmm. So we're eating, and then the thing is on the table, and I'm eating as fast as I fucking can. She grabs the thing, and in their house, like, it's very, like, I don't know, there's, like, so many accent pieces, you know? Yeah. So there was a rug under the kitchen table, which for me, like, no shame if you got a rug under your kitchen table, but for me, I'm not putting a motherfucking rug under my kitchen table, because the food falls, it goes onto the rug. What is the motherfucking point? I wasn't thinking about that at the time, but, like, thinking about it now, I'm just like, that's not, the math is not mathing on that. Anywho, this very colorful, stain-ready fucking liquid falls onto the floor. That's the first time she's ever done something like that, and I was like, shit, and I didn't really know these people, so, like, I didn't know this person's house that I went to yet, but I was like, fuck, what if she's, like, not cool about it, like, what if she gets mad, like, bug. Thankfully, she was, like, so nice, but she was, like, making this face while she was doing the dishes, like, after it fell, and it kind of looked like she was mad, and then I ended up going up to her and being like, I'm so sorry, and then she was like, sorry about what? I was like, staining your fucking carpet? And then she's like, oh, it's fine. Don't even fucking worry about it at all. Like, that's not a big deal at all. Like, you know, I had all these kids and this and that. Like, it's not a big deal. And I was like, thank God. Because it's like, it's different if it's at your house and something spills, but it's like, when you go into someone else's territory, you're just like, please don't destroy anything, girl. Like, please fucking just let this be a peaceful visit and everything like that. But I mean, it was bound to happen at some point. And then other times that I've went out, I'm trying to think like anything crazy has happened, but that's like about it. Like when we went to took her to Applebee's twice and then TGA Fridays once, and she just pretty much my trick is like I'll put her in a high chair and I'll put my purse on the end of the table and she kind of plays with the strap the whole time. And then like I get her mashed potatoes or something and she eats that. So like was Mia in a high chair?
At the Rainforest Cafe?
Yeah.
Yeah. So every time we've gone out, we put her in a high chair. And last time we went out to a restaurant before this one, she was fine. And it was way noisier because it was so compact. And there was just like people everywhere talking and they're like clapping and they're doing this and that. So there was literally so much going on at that restaurant compared to this one. And so I really don't think it was the noise. Maybe it was just like stimulus, like her eyes, like it was too much. But yeah, usually I put her in a high chair. I put on either the Dancing Vegetables or I put on Miss Rachel. Do you watch her?
I just started watching her. The one who goes, Mama? That one, right?
I love that girl. And Mia
I feel like
loves her.
I might not be watching the right videos though, because like I feel like the ones that Minka doesn't like her. But anywho, she's really picky about her entertainment. She's very picky. Like, she only likes the Dancing Vegetables. And every once in a while, she'll watch Elmo. But it's usually, like, only the vegetables. But, like, I did try to put the Miss Rachel on. And she likes the parts where she goes, like, Mama? Mama? Or Dada? And then anything else, it's like I don't know if the word's like too advanced or what, but she's just like, okay, like,
Mia,
what?
We watched the same video. It's like a one from a few months ago, and it says like baby learning or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she starts the video, she's like, hi, hello, and Mia's like, hi, and like has like the biggest smile on her face, and I'm just like, yes, she's captivated and I can leave and do what I need to do.
I love that. I feel like Mika will get there at some point because it even took her a long time for the vegetables to grow on her. I'm gonna try. I've only honestly played it like twice, and she was just not having it. So I was like, okay, let's put the vegetables on. I feel like the vegetables are now, for me, like I feel like it's too repetitive and basic. It's like before it was like she's learning movement and like music and this and that, but now it's like there's no educational to it. It's literally just like zoning out into it. So I wanted to try like Miss Rachel or like Elmo or something, but she just don't like it. She's just not a TV person.
Super Simple Songs. It's like it's on YouTube, but it's also like its own free channel. I think it's everywhere. Like it's on Roku, it's on Amazon. I'm pretty sure it's on the Xbox and PS or whatever. But it's called Super Simple Songs, and they're educational, but they're also like not real people. So maybe it's like she likes the animation more than the real people.
I gotta try it.
Anyways, so when I go to restaurants, I put that on for her, and she's just like totally fine. And she also like plays with my purse, or she just like plays with the menu. And she was doing that at the Rainforest Cafe. She was playing with her little kids menu. She was playing with her my phone, and usually she's like fine. She'll sit there, she'll eat the food, we'll give her snacks, and she's like okay, and just perfectly content. So I don't know.
That was just an off time.
And before that, even we had gone to the aquarium, so she was stimulated as fuck before we had went to the restaurant. It must have just been a day. Every time I've gone out, especially since I started working, I just feel super guilty, and that can kind of lead into how I feel about other people, because it's just whether I'm going to work or I'm going to even work out, I feel guilty, and it makes me not want to do it. I have to work, but but like working out, since I come home at like 5 and I'm like, okay, like I need to spend time with Mia, so I gotta instantly get home and instantly take her and instantly like try to soak up as much time I can with her, and I forget to like take care of myself, and which is something that I literally really want to do. And I just purposefully don't do it. And it just also makes me jealous of other people who have kids and who can like go on dates and who can go to clubs or like brunch or, you know, like all these events and whatever. And I'm just like, I wish, because I just feel too guilty about it.
Yeah. It's for sure, like, when I go out to the, like, I've gone to the club, I think, 2 times. Since Minka's been born and ever. But those times that I went were, like, super spread out, because the first time I went, I was like, okay. Like, I had a lot of fun, but then when I got back, like, I took Minka, because she, you know, when you go to the club, you're out late. So, and she's used to me putting her to sleep. So then by the time I got back, she was waking up like in the middle of the night type thing. And so I was just like, and I'm like half intoxicated at that point. So it's like, oh shit, like that's when I feel like super guilty. So I just like, but I don't know, my body is, I don't know if it's like a mom thing or whatever, but as soon as she wakes up, it's like my body goes on to like back into normal mode. And I just want that feeling to get the fuck away, because now I'm with my baby, you know?
Yeah.
But then it's like, okay, I can't go out for like another like month or two. That's literally the way my mind thinks. Or like before I was thinking that. Because I was like, okay, like I don't want to be, and no offense to any mom who does this or whatever, but this is just my personal preference. Like, I don't want to go out that much, because it's not that I don't want to be seen as that mom who's always out without her baby while her baby's at home or with someone else, but I just don't want to overdo it. You know what I mean? Like, I do want to live my 20, because I'm 22, but anyways, I want to live my 22-year-old life, you know, but like our podcast is called, like, you gotta party like a mother. Like, you can't be out here every fucking night at the club, or like, of course not every night, and I feel like no mom is at the club every night. I mean, I'm sure there's some shitty ones out there at the club every night, but like, it's, oh, my headphone fell out. But it's like, I don't know, I'm really good at disciplining myself. I always have. Which, and thank God. Because, like, you know, before I had Mika, my life was not that crazy. I've never been, like, super crazy or anything. I've never been, like, a party animal in my 20s or even really before that. So it's like, it wasn't a huge shock or anything. Like, I've always been really good at self-policing and stuff like that. So that's just, like, what I mean when I say, like, I don't want to go out too much, because I'm already, the second I get home, I'm already, like, on myself. Like, it's not completely a guilt thing. I feel like I don't feel the guilt, because I feel like I do deserve to go out. I do deserve to be my own human being and not just a mom. So it feels good when I do go out, and I really enjoy it, and I really make sure that I have the best fucking time and don't let anything give me anxiety about like how I'm being perceived or whatever the fuck. Like, I wait so long to go out, and I'm always at home. So when I go out, I make sure that I am in the headspace to say, like, you deserve this. But let's say someone, like, asks me to go out that day. It's really hard for me to say yes. Most of the time I say no, because instantly I'm just like, this wasn't, like, planned out enough, and I feel horrible. Like, I'm like, it's too soon, like, and then I'll ask, like, 10 people. I'm like, hey, this person asked me to go out. Should I, like, what do you think about that? Like, no, right? Like, it's, like, I just went out, like, 2 weeks ago, right? It's just, like, too much. And then it wasn't even planned or anything like that. And they're like, no, like, you should go, you deserve to go. And Eric's been surprising me lately and just been like, okay, yeah, have fun. I'm just like, huh? Like, wait, I thought everyone was gonna be like, oh yeah, it's not planned, because I feel like that's how I would react to it, Like, that's how my initial reaction. But then they're like, no, you should go, you deserve it, you've been complaining about not being able to go out and this and that. And then I'm like, okay, like, I still have anxiety, but I might actually consider it now. But my initial reaction is like, no, not going.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. I think it's, like, leading up to whatever you're going to do. Because, like, once you're gone, like you said, like, you literally just kind of forget and you, like, live in the moment. And you're just, like, doing your own thing, living your best fucking life, whatever the fuck that is. But it's, like, leading up to it, you're like, no, like, you're kind of feeling bad, you're feeling guilty, like, you're overthinking it too much. And
yeah,
I don't know if that happens to everyone, but I feel like that's such a mom thing to do, is just to be like, okay, like, I want to live my life, I want to do what I want to do, like, this is my life. I just added another person to it. I and but it's just like, when you're leading up to it, it kind of eats at you a little, and you're, like, overthinking the fuck out of the situation. You're like, wait, should I go? It's not a good idea. She's teething and she's doing this, and and the dad has had her all day, or dad has had her too much, or he has this going on, and I have this going on, and I want to give him time, and I want to do, but, like, once you are past that trouble, it's just like, and you're, like, free, and you're like, relaxed and having a grand old time.
Exactly. And it's like, because these things just, like, pop up sometimes out of nowhere. It's like, oh, like, you got invited to this, or you just seen that this is happening that day, or whatever. And it's like, before you had a kid, you just go, and it wouldn't even be a second thought. But now it's just like, I think all the time. I try not to overthink it, and I just try and do everything in moderation. Like, I barely drink. I only drink when I go out. I only drink, like, tequila. I only like tequila. I don't really like anything else, like, hard liquor wise. But when I'm going out, like, I keep what was I gonna say? I keep drinking in moderation is what I'm trying to say. But I never drink tequila at home. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't just drink at home. I only really drink if I'm going out, and then that's the thing. Like, we are going out to drink, like, I don't have alcohol kept here or anything like that. But I am gonna start drinking wine, because I drank some bomb ass fucking wine the other day. And, dude, I don't know if I just started something. I don't know what it's called. I literally don't know what it's called, but when I, like, find out what it's called, I'm gonna post a fucking picture of it on our page, because it was, like, the first drink. I don't even, like, I know our little artsy cover art thing has us drinking wine, but I really am not a drinker, and I've only tried wine, like, with you. It's really, like, and that was, like, a cup, like, a few times. And that was red wine. I tried white wine this time, and the first drink I took, and it was like, whoa! Like, it just hit me. I was like, ew, what the fuck? And then I was like, wait, let me give it another chance. I'm gonna give it another chance. Because, like, I want to like wine, like, usually hate the taste of like regular alcohol, whatever the fuck. It's just not enjoyable for me to drink it, and then it makes me feel like shit after, and it's just, I'm just not a drinker. And then with beer, I like beer. I like the taste of beer, but I don't like how much of it I have to drink to get lit or buzzed or whatever. So with wine,
and it makes
I
you
was
bloated.
like, no, beer
Yeah,
or wine.
beer.
Oh yeah, me too. And it makes me tired too. So it's like, what the fuck? So with the wine, because I don't know if it's like because I'm drinking so much that like it literally is tiring, or it's because the beer is tiring. But with the wine, like I was just like drinking it, and then I was like, okay, this is disgusting. And then I was like, no, try it again. So I took another drink, and then I was like, ugh, little, not that bad. Let me try again. So in the third drink, I was like, ew. I like that a lot. And then by the fifth drink, I was already buzzed. And I was like, this is amazing. I don't have to drink that much, but I feel like I'm not like poisoning my body with fucking some shit that tastes like gasoline, like fucking tequila. It's like, it's not beer where I have to drink so much of it. It's like, I don't know, like I might just take up drinking wine now.
That's what I've been fucking telling everyone since like day fucking one, because wine, if you find like the right one, like I think it's called I don't think it's Barefoot. It's something else. Fuck. Forgot the name. But it's like a peach wine. They have like all these flavors. They have like peach, and then they have like apple, or they have like whatever. And that wine has like a high percentage of alcohol. And it tastes fucking good, and it gets you like buzzed. Like I drink one glass of wine, maybe because I'm just like a lightweight, and I get buzzed, and I'm like, okay, I'm fine. Like I got what I needed it to do, like just relax me. But that's what I've been telling literally everyone, and they're like, no, I'm gonna drink tequila and blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, tequila's fun. I love tequila. But also, like, if you're trying to just like relax, or you're just trying to like
loosen up a little.
Yeah, like if you're just trying to do that and not have this like gasoline or burning sensation in your fucking throat, then like wine and any white wine is freaking good.
Because I don't really like being drunk. I like being buzzed. I don't even like being like tipsy. I just like being buzzed. Like just take the edge off, you know? So like,
I'm fucking look at that wine right now so I can show you.
Yeah, I need to know. Yeah, because I wanted to get some for tonight. Because like I said, we're gonna do a little. The new Game of Thrones is coming out, and so I invited a couple people over, and they're gonna be drinking whatever the fuck they're gonna be drinking. But I ain't gonna be drinking none of that. I don't want no fucking buzzball, no fucking tequila, whiskey. I don't know what the hell, but I want to drink some wine. Like, I want to sit back and enjoy this, take the edge off, and just relax and fucking watch this show that I've been waiting so fucking long for. And if they want to get lit, that's totally fine. But I'm not going to be on that level, because it's just like, I have to really recharge on that shit. Like, to get drunk, like, that's really something that's every once in a while for me.
Okay, wait, I found it. Okay, it is Barefoot. And I feel like Barefoot is such like a gateway wine, but like we're 22. Okay, so it's called Barefoot Fruitscato, and it's a peach Moscato sweet wine, and it's like peachy, and it's kind of like citrusy, and it kind of has like a bite.
Do they have it at like liquor stores?
Yeah, they fucking should. Or you can literally just go to like Walmart or Staters. Like here, they have it at Kroger. It's fucking literally go to Rite Aid. It's at fucking Rite Aid. I already know.
Okay, I have Rite Aid right next to my house.
Yeah, so it's fucking good, and it gets you buzzed. Like after one glass, like I drink like half a wine glass, and it's fucking good, and I get buzzed.
Hell yeah. Like, I don't let me note this. I don't hate getting drunk or that. I like to get drunk when I do. But that is something like very, what is that word? Like, I don't like to do it often whatsoever. Not because I don't like how it feels and that's not fun, but because I like to be nice to my body. And I'm too scared to like treat my body like shit, because then if my body feels like shit, my mind's gonna feel like shit, and my mental health is something I really have to prioritize, because I have to keep my mental health good for my daughter and for me so I can enjoy life. So I can't be going down no fucking spirals. So yeah, like getting drunk is fun, but I just have to be nice to myself.
So wine is the way to fucking go. Like, there's a time and a fucking place for hard liquor, but I feel like that's only on occasion, like real on occasion, when you're like clubbing or you're going to like maybe brunch.
Exactly.
But other than that, no. Just drink wine.
Have you heard of like this is so good. I didn't know that wine was like a mom thing. I really didn't know that. And I just seen like something like online that said, or no, I was telling Haley how I was like, wow, I'm having this like newfound fucking love for this wine shit. Like, I don't know. I'm excited about it because I don't do anything. I don't smoke weed. I don't really drink. I don't do any fucking drugs. I don't smoke cigarettes or nicotine or anything like that. I don't do anything that's like a vice or anything. And it's not to say I want a vice, but I want something to fucking,
you need to fucking relax.
Exactly. Like, come on. So I'm like, fuck, finally something that I actually like, you know? So, but then I seen like, she was like, oh, well, you know, it's like a mom thing. And I was like, what? It is?
Is it? Oh my God. Is it
like,
a mom
that's
thing?
a mom thing? Like, I didn't know that, like, it was. And then I looked it up and I typed in, like, why do moms drink wine? On Google. And then it was like, wine mom culture, mom wine culture, toxic mom wine culture, this and that. And it pretty much said that moms who drink wine, who can poke fun at, like, the fact that they have to drink wine to take off the edge because parenting is hard. And it's like, that's not why I want to drink wine. It's not because I need to, like, it's not because parenting's hard. It's just, like, I need something. Like, even if I fucking wasn't a fucking mom, I think I would still like it.
I don't know if it's, like, a mom thing. I mean, yeah, there are moms who, like, drink to take the edge off of, like, parenting, but that maybe might come later for us. Like, I feel like most moms do that when they have like toddlers, because their toddlers are wild and, like, you know, toddlers are insane. But I think for us, well, at least for me, like, I like wine and I've always liked wine, and I just like to come home and just like be relaxed. I feel like I'm so on edge all the fucking time, and I have a million things running through my mind, and like the wine is just like a little vacation where you don't have to like think so much.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's what I need. That's what I fucking need.
But literally, yeah, that barefoot wine.
Okay, if the audience can still hear me, my baby's freaking out, so Kai's gonna wrap this up.
Well, yeah, so if you're like us and you need just like a break, or like your mind is running in a million different directions, get the barefoot wine. I feel like that's such a gateway wine, but it works. It does the trick, and it tastes good. Because if you're like me and you only drink sweet wine, there you go. As for like a little takeaway from this episode, give yourself grace on like when you go out with your kids, and you never know what you're gonna get. You just gotta keep going and living your best motherfucking life. That's it for today's episode on Party Like a Mother. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.